My name is Marya Campman, and I'm the AmeriCorps member at the Whatcom Dispute Resolution Center, and I work in the youth program. So I provide workshops and facilitate classes and small groups about conflict resolution and healthy emotional management to kids in the K-12 system throughout Whatcom County. And then also we provide those classes for youth that are in the juvenile justice system. My favorite part of the job is the variety. I get to work with kids ranging from 3rd grade up until, they're 18. So there's a ton of variety. A lot of the youth that I see come from very different backgrounds. Sometimes we have kids that come from really privileged backgrounds, and sometimes we have youth that come from really underprivileged and underrepresented backgrounds. I'm always learning new things about different groups and figuring out what works. What works really well with a group of 10 4th grade girls who are having some relational aggression problems is not going to work necessarily with my 17-year-old boys who are in for, assault charges. It's just not going to be quite the same. So that is a challenge, constantly trying to tailor not only the curriculum, but just, how we deliver it to different groups.
How did you choose the position that you now hold at AmeriCorps?
I thought AmeriCorps would be a really good option for me because it's a definitive amount of time. So I applied for a few different AmeriCorps positions at different sites. And what drew me to the Whatcom Dispute Resolution Center was that in Health Ed 447, we actually did our photo voice about their youth program. So I had somewhat of a foot in the door, and I was able to put that in the cover letter.
How did your education and training in the community health program at Western prepare you for working as a health educator?
What I've used the most in the last 9 months since I graduated is actually the material from research, design, and evaluation. One of the projects that I took on in my AmeriCorps role was to redesign the program evaluation for the youth program. So we redid the survey. I'm in the process of making a parent satisfaction survey for some of our parents of the youth that come through here. And so I literally had my 465 textbook by my desk for like 6 months, and I was looking at it all the time. So don't get rid of your textbooks. A lot of the things about kind of cultural competency and learning how to work with different populations, that is just a recurring thing, and I see that in a lot of my friends that graduated with me too. They're saying the same thing.
What skills do you think are the most important in order to be a successful community health educator?
Yeah, I think the biggest one that I think of is just being able to adapt. Being able to adapt to changing funding and changing populations and changing ways that we communicate our health materials and changing opinions about what's appropriate to relay at different times. I mean, everything changes pretty quickly, so it's so important to stay on top of what's going on and like read the news and see what kind of the struggles are and what studies are being done, what good studies are being done, right? So the facilitation skills in my job are really important. And then the technical writing, even sometimes when I do reports for AmeriCorps and stuff, the technical writing is great.
Knowing what you know now, would you have done anything differently?
I really wish that I had just been a little bit more fearless. Put yourself out there and really try something different, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you screw up, you screw up, but the major is kind of a safe place to screw up. I mean, it never feels like that when you're in it because your grades are at stake, right? But it's kind of true, like they'll work with you. And so I wish that I had been a little bit more fearless maybe, or even in my internship, been a little bit more gung-ho about trying things that maybe I was uncomfortable with. I think I did push myself, but I guess I wish that I pushed myself a little bit harder.
Any further advice you would have for students that are interested in the major or more for students who are already in the major?
Try not to be so hard on yourself when things don't go perfectly, because they won't, and just do your very best, and at the end, after you walk and you graduated, you'll look back and just be really proud of yourself.